My 4C hair has become pretty long and extremely thick, but it wasn't always like this. As a matter of fact, take a look at how it looked like last year. I was clearly struggling with my hair, but I'm going to tell you some things I did to overcome this. Hi love, so today I'm going to tell you all 10 things that I did to my natural hair to make it grow long, thick, and healthy. Alright, so one of the most important things to do is to make sure that you're oiling your hair during a protective style. So there are two reasons why you need to make sure that you're oiling your hair. Number one, you should be applying a growth oil to your hair if you have a protective style in. It just doesn't make sense to have a protective style in and be wasting the opportunity to be applying growth oil to your hair every day. It really does help and it really does make a difference. Number two, make sure that you're applying an oil that penetrates your hair strands and softens your hair. This is going to make it a lot easier for you when you take down your protective style and you're detangling your hair. You are going to find that you get a lot less breakage and tangling. I didn't discover this until about 3 years ago, but use a cholesterol treatment. Cholesterol treatments are amazing, and don't confuse a cholesterol treatment with a deep conditioning treatment. They do two separate things, and sometimes you can use them interchangeably, but I think it's best to use a cholesterol treatment and a deep conditioning treatment on wash day if you have the time. But if I had to pick one, I would probably just use the cholesterol treatment. Cholesterol treatments just strengthen my hair, and at the same time they soften my hair, and I've never seen any other kind of product that's able to do that for me. Always keep in mind that the less you have to detangle your hair, the better. If it's not necessary, don't over detangle your hair. I think a lot of naturals suffer a lot of unnecessary breakage because they're so concerned with getting their hair completely detangled. We have 4C hair. If our hair is in a curly state, it's usually going to coil up again. And so in my opinion, I think it's just kind of a counterproductive situation. So I think what's most important is just making sure that you separate the tangles enough to make sure that your hair isn't going to be matted and tangle back up and cause breakage. This one is so important. Keep your hair stretched as much as possible. The only time I don't keep my hair stretched is when I really want to show off and rock my fro in all of its glory, or if I'm showing you guys what my natural 4C hair looks like in its natural state, in its dried state, and in its moisturized state, so that you all do know that I indeed have 4C hair. If you have the time, try and do a hair growth treatment, or try and do an anti-breakage mask, or try and do a moisturizing mask. I've gone through a hair journey when I didn't put as much effort into my hair and I wasn't doing any hair growth treatments, and my hair grew a lot slower than it's growing now. This time around, I'm very excited for my hair to get longer. So I've been doing a lot of different hair growth treatments and hair growth masks, as well as a lot of anti-breakage treatments and moisturizing treatments in order to make sure that my hair not only grows quicker, but also so my hair is stronger and can withstand a lot more than it usually would if I wasn't doing these treatments. Also, one thing that you want to keep in mind is, even though it is good to do these treatments, there is such a thing as doing too much of a good thing. I usually try not to do treatments more than once every 2 weeks, if that, because I don't want to put too much stress on my hair, so keep that in mind. I make hair growth smoothies at the beginning of every week, and it's a really easy way for me to make sure that I get all the nutrients that I need in order for my hair to grow and for my hair to thrive. And I just drink one every single morning, and then on Sunday I'll remake another batch. It's really simple. I really think that a lot of people should do it. It does work wonders. I personally feel like it's made a very big difference in the length and the thickness of my hair, so I definitely recommend this for others. I personally don't believe that you should trim your hair more than twice a year if you are on a protective style journey, because your hair is going to be up in a protective style anyways, and you may just be trimming away progress because a lot of the hairs on your head do not grow at the same rate. Say for example, if half of your hair grows to your collarbone in a year, but it takes another year for the other half of your hair to grow to your collarbone, does it make sense to trim off the progress from the first batch, or does it make more sense to wait for all of your hairs to catch up and be at the same length? That's just my opinion. Use silicone conditioners if you need the slip. If you really need the slip in your hair and you're getting breakage when you're detangling on wash day, don't be afraid to go back to silicone conditioners. There was a time where I was following every single hair rule, and as a result, I was using a silicone-free conditioner. My wash days became really sad, and I started getting a lot of unnecessary breakage, and I tried to convince myself that it was normal because I'd seen so many other people say that it was normal. But at some point, I just had to admit to myself that I wasn't getting as much breakage when I was using a silicone conditioner. This one is so important. You need to make sure that you're doing some type of detox to your hair, especially if you're using heavy gels and products, because you're going to have a lot of buildup on your hair. And when you have a lot of buildup on your hair, when you're trying to put moisture back in your hair, it's not going to actually penetrate your hair shaft. So what I like to do is use the Aztec clay mask, and I like to mix it with apple cider vinegar, and I like to add a little bit of black tea to it, because I find that it not only helps to detox my hair when I do this, but it also helps with reducing shedding and breakage. So that's just something that I recommend and something that you may want to try as well. And last but not least, and I'm going to keep saying this all the time, but be grateful for your hair, be thankful for your hair, actually thank your higher being for your hair. I'm not saying that you should center all of your prayers around hair, but I don't think there's any harm in asking your higher being for what it is that you want and what it is that you desire. You deserve to be happy, you deserve to be fulfilled. If this is something that's going to contribute to your happiness, then go ahead, pray about it. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and if you're not already, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Bye, loves!